Hello everybody, this is Cool Silver Wolf. I'm back in another video with you. Going to be going over a few things, most of which is going to be my Tesla experience. I'm here in Midnight Glitch, my Model 3. Hopefully you'll be able to ride along and I'll be able to explain a few things about how my overall experience had went. So first off, Tesla has made some changes and announcements over the past week. And we'll be doing some more here within this week. So I want to go through some things that maybe you're thinking about or considering when you're reading the news about Tesla. And if you're looking to buy a Tesla, what to possibly expect. Recently, this week, they have made some changes as far as their sales. As well as announcing that this week they will be unveiling the Tesla Model Y, which is the SUV version of the Model 3, which I'm in right now. So I want to go through some of the things that I experienced when interacting with Tesla, buying this car, as well as my overall opinion regarding what to expect after you get the car. First off, the announcement that they had recently made with their sales is that they started selling the $35,000 Model 3. The base model only has a basic interior, and you can also get a partial premium interior, like the one I have now. I have the full premium. But the partial would have a lot of the same aspects of the premium that I have, minus a few changes. So with the $35,000 car, you're not going to have this nice console here. It's going to have an open console. You'll have no docking for your phone. You're not going to get all the speakers. And there's a few other items. If you go through the Tesla website, you'll be able to go through and see those. The partial premium, you'll get the nice leather seats. You can choose to upgrade that to the white seats if you wish. But only the front seats will be heated, not the back seats. Again, that's part of the partial premium. If you want the full premium, then you can still get that as well, but that is not going to be with the standard base model. So that's the biggest announcement. The next announcement that Tesla had made was based on how they're doing sales. Now, they had a little bit of trouble with this announcement because they originally announced they were closing all their stores, and they were going to pass along the savings to everybody, no matter what model you bought. They've reduced pricing. So this week, they had actually announced that they're going to reverse some of those price changes, and they're going to keep some of the showroom stores open, the ones that don't sell, as well as some of the ones that are in high traffic areas like malls, open for you to go in, still sit down in a car, play with it, see how it is, ask questions, and learn about Tesla. Another change that they're making with that is all the orders, all the sales that they're going to be doing is through the website, online only. In Ohio, that is the only option that you have, is online only. If you went into one of the stores, they do not sell anything to you. They weren't allowed to sell anything to you, and that's based on Ohio law. In Ohio, there's only a certain amount of stores that Tesla was allowed to have, up to 3. So Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus. Now, the reason for that is there is laws that are made to help protect dealerships. So they didn't want other brand cars who have franchises to start opening up their own stores and causing harm, or basically overtaking or undercutting the franchise dealerships that are out there. So that's why that they weren't able to sell anything here in Ohio. But a good thing is everything that I did to get this car was online, and it'll be nearly the same experience that you'll get today. So let me go into that. When I first had started looking into this car, it was a while ago, I had placed a reservation to keep my place online. I had went into the store at least a few times to look at the other models. I asked some questions. I sat down in the other cars, but this was before they actually had a Model 3 in the store. So I was thinking about it for a long time. I had my reservation, so I didn't worry about when I would possibly get the car, because with the reservation, you'll be able to keep your place online, and they only did that for a short time before they opened up the orders to everybody. So after going to the stores and thinking about buying this car, I had actually scheduled a test drive, and they still offer test drives. A lot of the test drives, you go to the service center that's closest to you, they'll schedule ahead of time. You can actually go to the stores sometimes and do a test drive without scheduling. You just walk up and say, hey, I want to do a test drive. If a car is available and someone's able to hop in the car with you, they'll do a test drive. One of the other changes that they made in regards to that is with the sales, you don't necessarily need to have a test drive. They have a 1-week buyer's remorse period. I call it that, but basically if you don't like the car, when you buy the car, you have to buy it first. Whether it be, a loan or cash or whatever. If you don't like the car within a week, and as long you can drive up to 1,000 miles, if you don't like the car, bring it back and they will give you a refund on it. If you went with a loan, they most likely just won't process the loan. There's a deposit that you place when you place the order. Now that might not be refundable, but the full purchase price beyond that of the car, they'll be able to refund back to you in some kind of manner. Now, that is great because I only had a few days to really decide, and if I really wanted to keep the car, I enjoy it. I love it, and they're expecting that you will too. But if you don't, for some reason, they've increased that time period, and basically if you wanted to take it for a road trip, they've even said, hey, if you take it out for a weekend, you go for like 400 miles, out somewhere, test out the superchargers. That would be a good way to do it. Test out the superchargers. If it's not for you, bring it back. And so that's one of the good changes that they made. Back to my experience overall with ordering the car. I had ordered the car online, and you just go through the website. It's easy to follow through. You'll be able to go through and pick your color, pick your interior, pick the size wheels that you want, and whether or not you want the autopilot and full self-driving. So with the autopilot, it's just the lane-keeping auto steer, which is right now, as well as the traffic-aware cruise control. So if traffic slows down, or if you happen to have a slower car in front of you, the car will adjust your speed and slow down with that option. Everything else, like the navigate on autopilot, like I have, that used to be part of the enhanced autopilot, is now a full self-driving feature. The summon auto park features are also part of that. Full self-driving now. So Now, a good thing is, I get the most benefit out of the auto steer and the cruise control. The basic autopilot they have now have those two things, and it's actually cheaper than it was. So if you take a look at that, if you want that option, you can add it on, even with the base model. Once you go through and pick out your car online, you place your deposit for the order. Within about a day or so, they would give you a call once they match up your order to a car that they've made. Now, a lot of these cars, they are making in batches, and they are able to schedule your delivery, and that could be as easy or as quick as a couple weeks, or it may be a couple months, depending on what you order. So if you're ordering a base model, it may be a while because they just started making those. If you get something like a performance version or an all-wheel drive version like I have, then you might have one within a few weeks. So it all depends on what you order. They would give you a call. I actually got an email as well, and I just emailed back and forth most of the time. The salesperson that I was scheduling everything with also had a direct number. So if I had any questions or needed to work out any details with my trade-in or even with my loan, there is a separate finance department, but they actually helped me with that as well. You'll be able to get all that sorted out. Now, you have to fill out a few steps online once you get the phone call or email about scheduling to pick up your car. So you need to fill out your information about your address, your name, everything that registered the car, any of your trade-in information, how you're going to pay for the car, whether it's a loan, you're going to be bringing in a check, or if you're going through another bank that will be writing a check on your behalf, and you have your loan through that bank instead. Or it hasn't been announced yet, but they might do leasing on these as well. So you go through all the steps on the website, you get scheduled, you go and pick up the car. You sign a few pieces of paper, basically for registering. They'll handle your registration, like your license plate, getting the vehicle set up in your name with the title, but they will handle all that. You just sign off on the purchase agreement, the paperwork for basically the loan and the registration of the car, and it's yours. Now, they will walk you through a lot about the car if you need it. Set up your key, basically look over the entire car with you, answer any questions, but basically it's just pick up and go. The car is yours, and like I said, if you don't like it within a week, as they just announced here, as of this past week or so, just bring it back and they'll handle it for you. So after I got the car, next thing that I want to talk about is service and support. So service-wise on this vehicle so far has been great. I had very few issues. The issues I've had, I've scheduled online or through the app. I've done both to be able to set up my appointment. I did ask for a loaner vehicle, so they actually provided me with another Tesla, or if they for some reason didn't have one available, they would be able to get me a rental. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with that. But I actually put in the notes that I requested for a loaner car, and they had one scheduled and set aside for me. But with the things I had to deal with, basically I dropped it off about lunchtime, and they did all the work, and they gave me a call or email saying, hey, it's ready to pick up. They even give you text messages if you prefer, as well, saying, what the status of your car is in. They've even updated the app now, so you can actually see if your car's in service, being worked on, or if it's waiting on parts, or if it's finished and ready to go. So you don't even have to call now or email to see what the status of your car is, which is awesome. So service in that aspect has been great. The staff at the local service center here has been great. I don't know about others, but it's been wonderful. Now, I have used Tesla support for other questions I've had about the car, as well as their older referral program. For each of those questions, I used the Tesla website. I just filled out my email, the question I had, and it went to their email box, and they would email me back. And also, in some cases, you can have a direct email to like the local service center if you look that up, that location. So if you do have any questions, those are two options. But as far as getting an answer asked or an answer back from a question that you put in through the website, personally, I had some difficulty with that. It may be better now, but it took, in some cases, as much as a week to almost a month to get a reply back. And the month was mostly over the referral program that is no longer available. But they were able to go through and answer most of my questions. The referral program itself, I never really did get all the questions answered that I had, unfortunately. And that was due to the time frame that I bought the car. They did not have the referral program available for the all-wheel drive version, just the performance. So unfortunately, I was not able to get any of the benefits from that or give credit to anybody else for the purchase of my car. And part of that question I did not get an answer for is why couldn't I give credit to somebody else, even though I did not personally benefit from that purchase. But that's the way it is. The other option that I had for any kind of support with Tesla was over the phone. Now, originally, when I picked up the car, they were going through a lot of deliveries. A lot of people were having questions. When you call the 800 Tesla number, there's a roadside assistance, which is only for roadside assistance, and then there's regular customer support and service. So I've called the roadside assistance, and they're always quick to pick up. The times I had a couple questions with the car, I had a couple of bugs that they worked out in other software updates. They were actually able to take a look at all the car itself and see how that was working, and be able to either, one, set up an appointment, or two, look that up to see if by chance there is a fix for that in the works. So in a lot of the situations that I did need to call, they were able to easily help me, and the phone number is definitely a good way to go. If they're busy, they do get busy sometimes. It was only sometimes a 10-minute wait, but they were able to help me very easily. And the roadside assistance, there was almost no wait whatsoever, because it's only for like emergencies, or like you got a flat tire, or you actually have something wrong with the car that they would be able to go through and check out for you. So overall, my sales experience was great through the online and email. My sales experience was great. The delivery was pretty good. As far as the changes that they made with Tesla, I only expect them to get better as they streamline everything online. With a lot of the other states that didn't do it before, it's really an easy way to buy these cars. With service and support, it's been wonderful as well. I haven't had any difficulty, and honestly, if I did, it's either because of long delays with email, and also the times that I've called the phone number, there's sometimes been a wait on someone to pick up with the regular support line. Otherwise, Tesla's been good. This car has been really reliable, and I do recommend it. Well, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If not, leave me a comment. Or if you had any questions that you had while you were watching this, or like to know more about this car or EVs in general, again, leave a comment below. Hopefully you like more of these videos in the future. Hit the subscribe button so you can be able to get notified of those and be able to continue watching. Until the next time, I'll see you later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.